There are some new ways to get clients for your business that have only recently become possible while still leveraging strategies that have been around since the early days of the internet. Now, I have to be honest, what has worked in recent years just is not cutting it anymore. And if you're anything like me, you're probably asking yourself, how do I stay ahead in today's market when trying to get new clients? Well, these new methods are working across all industries when it comes to generating new clients. It has generated over 300% booking in new meetings, as well as multiple 7 figures for multiple different businesses that we're working with. And in this video, I'm going to show you the older, still viable ways to get clients and the newer and more powerful ones and how you can apply them to scale your business as much as you want. First, I have to say before jumping into it, getting clients now has changed and looks completely different than what it used to even a year from now. And with how powerful AI and automation have become, the potential for client acquisition is off the charts for you. And let me show you what I mean when I say that. Like, there are a bunch of different ways that people have been trying to get clients. Some are fading and some are still working. But as we move into 2025, some of these methods will face some big challenges. So let's go through some of the methods that are traditional. So like cold calling. The pros of cold calling is it's personalized, like get on a call, which is huge. The cons of cold calling obviously are hard to get in front of someone, not really scalable unless you have like a huge team of dialers. And then lastly, gatekeepers. It's really hard to get in front of people if there's multiple gatekeepers to find. LinkedIn DMs. What I like about LinkedIn DMs is that you can easily find decision makers, which is a huge plus. You can message and be confident you're messaging the right person. Great filters to ensure you're messaging the right person. Okay, the cons of LinkedIn DMs, it's just not very scalable. LinkedIn does have a limit of how many that you could actually send per day, and it's really easy to reach that limit because they want to avoid the spam, which leads me to my next con, which is it's very competitive and there's a lot of people doing LinkedIn DMs. It's hard to stand out. Okay, Instagram DMs. The pros here is easy to find, a lot of attention. So likely the people who are on Instagram or active on Instagram that are potentially your clients, which increases the likelihood that they'll actually respond and can show social proof. If I'm DMing somebody, what they can do is they can then go to my social profile. And if I'm creating content, then they'll be able to see, okay, this person is legit and they know what they're talking about, which increases the likelihood of them responding. Okay. The cons, of course, is that there's limitations. Okay. Again, you can't send 1,000 Instagram DMs because your account will get suspended really quick from that. The other one is like gatekeepers. So if you are working with a B2B business and you're messaging a business, it's going to be really hard to know if you're actually messaging the business owner or you're messaging just someone who manages the social media. And then you're going to get buried in the request folder. And then lastly, it is a little bit saturated. Facebook groups. This was a really, really good technique a year or 2 ago. But basically going into Facebook groups, posting, adding value to the group, and anybody who engages, you're going to scour them and you're going to set up direct messages from them and you're going to have a conversation with them. So the pros of this is it's very contextual. Like you can find people who are likely your customer within there. It's easy to message people within there and it's easy to personalize it because you can just scour the profile of the person that you're messaging. But there are some cons to Facebook groups. You could get booted from the group pretty easily. I mean, we tried this technique quite a bit and oftentimes like we would get booted from the groups or our posts would be completely removed because they knew what we were doing. Not as scalable. It's a manual approach. So in order to send a high volume of messages, there's no real automation that you're doing. And then decision maker question mark, like you don't necessarily know that it's going to be the decision maker that you're talking to because if you're in a specific group, it could be the marketing coordinator or somebody who's just interested, which leads you to guess. And then again, the last thing is just like requests, roadblocks. It can be hard to actually get to the point to send a message to somebody. You have to add them as a friend. They have to go through the request folder. Yeah, it can just create roadblocks for you and you're not sure if the attention is there, if they're actually scouring the requests, and you can hit the roadblock of not being able to send messages, which is what we don't want to do when we're trying to get new clients. All right, VSL funnel, classic VSL funnel. I'm sure everybody has seen this, but basically this is running paid ads to a landing page to a free training of some sort, and then having the client watch a free training, and then after the free training, expecting them to book a call or take the next step. The pros is that you get like warm leads. The people who are actually booking calls are going to be pretty warm, assuming that they actually watch the video sales letter. The other thing is that it is going to be scalable because you can just basically spend more ads to drive more traffic to the VSL funnel. So that's a huge, huge benefit of something like paid ads is that you can scale it up and down. The other pro is is that it's going to be evergreen. So you can consistently drive traffic to a VSL and have it be an evergreen thing. You're not having to manually send stuff over and over and over again, and it will live on a specific page of your website. The cons, of course, are people going to watch a training ? It's going to also be like a lot of steps to expect the customer to click on a link, go to a site, watch a video, book a call from there. Like, that's a lot to expect and provides a lot of friction, which will decrease the likelihood of the customer actually moving forward and not just bouncing from the website. It can be expensive, so it'll require a lot of like testing and finding the winning formula, which leads me to my next point, which is it can be a little bit complicated to actually nail this and make sure that it is a profitable channel for you. SEO, basically spending time improving your website so that you're showing up on top of Google. This is a pretty solid strategy because the pros are reputable. So if you're showing up on the top of Google, likely people are going to trust you because you have a high ranking on Google. And the people that are finding you, they're going to be higher intent because they're searching for what it is that you offer. The cons of SEO is competition. There's going to be a lot, depending on your business, there's probably a lot of other people competing as it pertains to the SEO. Also, the question mark of, are customers searching for you on Google? If you're selling like a sales service, like, is that something people are actually looking for? Or is it something that people are aware of and that we need to use something like ads or outbound to make them even more aware so that we can start the conversation of how we can solve the problems that they're currently having. The next one is networking. So like going to networking events, meeting people in real life. This is something that I did a ton, and there's a ton of value in FaceTime. There's a ton of value in meeting people in person because it increases the trust factor. So the pros of networking, getting out in person is trust. Okay, FaceTime, which is really, really hard to get in today's day and age. Of course, there are cons to networking. It is completely unscalable. To spend thousands of dollars to go to all these events and meet people, and you're only going to meet a fraction of the people, not very scalable. And then lastly, it could be like expensive / lack of quality. Are the people attending actually your ideal customer? I'm not really sure. Upwork and Fiverr. So basically posting a job on Upwork and Fiverr and trying to get clients through Upwork. The pro is high intent people looking on these websites where they're like actually looking for people to serve them. The cons, it is a race to the bottom. Unfortunately, it is heavily dependent on price and the people that you're going to talk to. It's going to be tire kickers looking for the cheapest thing out there. And if you want to avoid commoditizing yourself, then I would maybe steer away from Upwork and Fiverr. Then lastly, lead form ads. So basically running an ad to get somebody to fill out a form. And then once you get the form, then you take action to follow up and get them to book a call with you. So the pros of this is it can be pretty cheap leads because it can be pretty efficient for them to just quickly fill out a form. You could get a high volume of leads. The cons, of course, it's like information accurate ? Like, is what they're actually putting in the form accurate? And then there is a lot of labor to get them to book in. If somebody just submits their email, am I going to actually be able to get them on a call if they submit their email? These are a few of the traditional ways that I've seen a lot of people work and a lot of people use. And of course, they still work. Of course, you could apply all of these and you could be successful, but there are some cons that could provide some roadblocks to actually scaling to that next level. And as we transition into the new year, there have been new methods that have been tried, true, and tested in order to make your life easier when getting new clients. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down what I feel like is the new way of acquiring clients in 2025 that we should be looking out for and that we should be implementing inside of our business. The first is a requirement in 2025 is to be creating content. So we are in a trust recession, meaning people don't trust us because they're hit with so many different ads, they're hit with so many different people. And the best way to combat this is to create content that speaks to our clients and that builds trust and positions us as an authority. As it pertains to content, we need to be creating consistently. So what I would think about is I would say, okay, cool. Where are my customers hanging out? How can I create consistent content on those channels that make sense for them? So for me, it's very heavy on Instagram and it's very heavy on YouTube. 100% of all of the customers that we've acquired using content have visited both Instagram and YouTube. And what happens is they view these and they look at it And this solidifies the decision of them to even book a call and want to do business with us. And the thing that I love about this too is that it's evergreen. So I only have to create content once for YouTube, and it's going to be there for years and years and years. And again, what this does is it's going to increase the likelihood of the customer booking a call with us and actually converting and trusting us with their finances. So that is content. I'm not going to dig in too much into the content strategy, but we need to be creating content if we want to increase the likelihood of us actually converting. The second method is what we call the authority funnel. And basically for the authority funnel, what we're doing is we are doing DM ads. We have an ad, and the ad is driving traffic to our Instagram, okay? And we are getting them to DM us on Instagram. And within Instagram, we are using an AI tool called MiniChat to have a conversation. So no longer are we sitting there having conversations back and forth trying to qualify this person. We're leveraging MiniChat to qualify them and get them to book a call with us. And after they DM us, what are they going to do? They're going to look at our content. They're going to say, wow, you're creating a lot of content and speaking to me, and I automatically trust you. So the likelihood of me actually booking a call and doing business with you goes up. So from there, what we're able to do inside of the DMs is we can book a call. All right, so we have the content that's scaling trust. We have the authority funnel that's making it frictionless to us to get direct messages. Now, the third thing that I really want to talk about that is probably the most scalable among the three is cold email. Cold email and cold outbound is one of the most effective ways to get in front of the highest volume of people for the lowest cost, which is exactly what we want to do when we're trying to get new clients. Okay, what I see a lot of people do when it comes to cold email is they're sending manual emails. They're using their current email to send a bunch of emails, and then they start to end up in spam. They're getting no responses. They're not doing cold email the right way in order to actually generate real results. So there's a few parts of cold emailing and doing it effectively that I want to highlight with you. First one being scalability. So how do we actually scale this? How do we send thousands of messages every single day? The next is going to be lists. How do we find the people that we can actually reach out to at scale without having to spend hours and hours and hours manually looking through these lists and sending manual emails? And then I'm going to talk about personalization. How do we personalize these messages at scale so that we can actually get responses? And the other thing is going to be, how do we write copy at scale in addition to the personalization? What's going to convert people inside of cold email is not going to be novel. It's going to be your copywriting skills. So I'm going to hit on that and the new way of writing copy. And then lastly, how do we scale this? And the tool that I like to use as it pertains to cold email is instantly.ai. So instantly.ai is the best and most innovative tool for cold emailing in 2025, hands down. So what we can do with Instantly in minutes is we can set up the infrastructure to send thousands of emails every single day. To do this, we need to buy a domain, and for each domain, we need 3 emails. And then for the 3 emails, what we have a capacity to do is send 50 emails per day. So for every domain that we purchase, it allows us to send 150 emails every single day from that specific domain from those 3 emails. This can be quite a manual process, but what Instantly has done is they've created a done for you email setup with in just a couple of clicks, you can completely set up your infrastructure to begin to send thousands and thousands of emails every single day. So inside of Instantly, what you'll see is you'll go to add new, the done for you email setup. And what you can do is you can type in your domain. And what will happen is it'll give you a bunch of domains that are ready to purchase, and we can go ahead and purchase them directly through here. So 10 domains. And what you can do is you go ahead and click next, and you'll see this automatically creates the emails for the domains that we created. So this would be $150 per year and $150 a month to manage this, which is the cheapest way to have this type of infrastructure. And once we place the order, what's going to happen is it's going to start to warm up these emails so that you can begin to build trust with the email. So when you do begin to send emails, it's actually going to end up in the inbox and it's not going to end up in the spam folder. The next thing that I want to hit on is the list building. So when it comes to list building, this is probably one of the most important parts of your outbound. How do I make sure the person that I'm reaching out to is in fact the decision maker and my ideal customer? With this type of setup, not only can we find the right people to reach out to, but we can send thousands of emails to our ideal customer. So inside of Instantly AI's lead finder tool, what we can do is we can literally search for job titles. Let's just say we want to find CEOs in the industry of nonprofits. Let's just say nonprofits is our niche. Here's a list of 53,000 CEOs of nonprofits. Literally took me 3 clicks to find that. And what we can also do is we can use AI to type in our ideal customer in the search bar, give me CEOs of plumbing companies, and it can also build the list for you completely using AI. This by far is the most efficient way to build effective lists for your business. And the easy thing with this is we can quickly add it to our campaign and select all the people that we want to work with. And the cool thing is when we add this to our campaign and we actually save this list, we're going to make sure that these emails are verified. This is key in building lists. This is the modern way to do this, using the latest and greatest technology for outbound marketing. So now that we have the scalability, the infrastructure to scale, we have the lists really dialed in. Next, I want to talk about personalization. So inside of Instantly, what we can do is we can go to campaigns. I can click add new. Let's just do test campaign, Austin. Let's just say I wanted to go ahead and add leads. I'm going to go to the lead finder. Let's just do CEOs of nonprofits. What I can do is I can select this page and I can say, cool, I'm gonna add this to my campaign. I'm gonna add it to test campaign Austin. And then I'm gonna click add to campaign. And what will happen inside of the campaign is we'll be able to see all the leads in here and it will start to go through the verification queue. What we'll also be able to see up top here is AI prompts. So in AI prompts, what you'll see here is a hub of templates. So what we can do is we can actually create a personalized line using AI. These ChatGPT prompts that you can leverage directly inside of AI are going to increase the likelihood of catching the attention of the customers, which will increase the likelihood of you actually getting a response, which will increase the likelihood of you booking a call and growing your business. So what we can do is we can go to AI prompts, we can select one. I can do basically pick the website, I can find the company name, and then I can create a generate test output. And then what we will see is the personalized line from Instantly AI. And there are hundreds of prompts in here that you can test and use for your agency. In addition to personalized lines, what you can also do is you can use a tool like clay.com and enrich your data even further. So what you can do is you can plug your list inside of clay.com, and what it will do is it will create a list of personalized lines that you can incorporate inside of your cold email campaigns as well. Okay, so now that we have the scalability, the infrastructure, the list building, the personalization, now it's time to write copy. What we're able to do inside of Instantly is go to our campaigns, we go to sequences, and again, without having to recreate the wheel, Instantly has an AI copy generator. Let's just say our company are Nonprofit Pro and help nonprofits get more donors and build deeper relationships with the community of people passionate about it. We helped YMCA add 200% new revenue. We helped John's nonprofit add $1 million in new revenue. Cool. And then we can select how many steps we want in sequence, and then voila. And this will automatically generate a sequence. So if I wanted to use this sequence, perfect. So basically the format here is a personalized line, call out the customer and the desired outcome, and then adding in a case study, and then having a call to action, whether that's book a call, whether that's can I send you more information, et cetera, et cetera. You'll notice that this isn't a 6-paragraph novel. This is a short and sweet email because what we want is we want to make sure that this catches the attention. So this was completely written with AI. It'll also create the follow-ups as well. And it is an absolute game changer. Now that we have the scalability and infrastructure, the list building, the personalization, and the copy, now it comes down to scaling outbound. So really the benefit of Instantly is they have a Unibox, which gets all of the responses from the clients. So what we can do is anytime somebody responds, it's not like it's going to go to the 10, 15 emails that we created. It's all going to go to the Unibox. And what we'll be able to see inside of a CRM is we can see all of the opportunities that we've been able to get from outbound. So anybody who is marked as interested, meeting booked, we can see the meeting completed, we can see all the won deals specifically from our outbound campaigns, which is a huge game changer as it pertains to scaling this and making sure that it is in fact effective. And what's going to happen is the people that you're cold emailing, they're going to check you out and see if you are legit, and that's where the content's going to help you out. What they're also probably going to see if the ad targeting is effective is they'll start to see the ads. So you become omnipresent, and you also increase the likelihood of them seeing you and like scaling trust with you. And you have more bottom of the funnel content with the authority funnel, with the ads that they can quickly respond to. And guys, this is the same strategy that we're using inside of our business to generate multiple 7 figures. So I'm confident that it will work for you, and we're only going to continue to double down on this strategy. And if it's working for me, it can totally work for you as well. And if you want to learn more about high-level strategies that a 9-figure business genius business is used to build multiple 8-figure companies and a portfolio company to over $200 million a year. Go ahead and click right here to learn about how Alex Hormozi is getting clients and leads for his business. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you on the next one.